guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Civ 5 France. So let's hit that next turn button and see what the future has in store. And where we last left off, we had to fight the Japanese again. We are ahead of them in points, though, so I mean that's a step in the right direction. And we've almost caught the Ottomans. So it's really just Venice and the Maya who are light years ahead of us, basically. But the Maya like us. So that's good. Perhaps, you know, some fortuitous relationships can be developed there. And you know, Japan, if you could use the army that we didn't destroy to just go ahead and take care of this barbarian camp that's obviously over in your territory somewhere, that would just be wonderful and groovy and amazing. But I don't think that's going to happen. What do we got? We got you coming on into our territory, huh? We can get some... Jeez, this whole area is very poorly designed. It's difficult to shift forces, is what I'm saying. And this is one of the things that I wasn't really a fan of that with the direction Civ 5 went. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate what Brave New World and Gods and Kings have done to this game. They've actually made it a viable, playable game where I'm not necessarily running around just, you know, conquering the world, and, you know, there's other stuff to do. But this one road thing, like, I can understand that they didn't really appreciate all of the roads that you could build, because, I mean, if you've never played Civ 4, then, no, I don't want that, I want this, then you would know, but you could have roads everywhere, and it makes more sense in my head. With one road connecting everything, it really abstracts movement in the game. This could just be me being a bitter old man being like, oh, things are better in my day. But in that case, I think they were. I appreciate being able to have more than one road connecting your cities. For instance, Troyes to Lyon. Like that, why wouldn't there be a road there? In real life, there would be a road there, and there'd be a road going from Troyes to Orleans, and like, you'd have roads going everywhere. Anyway, that's my complaining rant for the day. Done. Let's see if we can. Now, the missionaries right in my way, man. We don't have to worry about any sort of ungood terrain. None of that there. No terrain that provides cover around Lyon, is what I'm trying to say. Let's just finish those guys off. And we can send you up here to go find those barbarian horsemen somewhere. And you can rest. And so can you. I guess you're already doing that. Because, well, those axe throwers are going to come in and throw axes at you, just FYI. Or maybe they're not. We'll see. Aha, well, they didn't throw anything at us, so that's a good thing. You're not doing anything, are you? Come on down here and repair this, because we need it repaired. What about you? Are you doing anything? No, and there's really not much that we could do either. Floodplain might be a good spot to put down another farm, but Lyon's growing well enough as it is right now. I really need to worry about another farm there. And yeah, Troyes here could certainly use some more work, but we'll get there. We'll work on it. I have my faith. Let's see. Really, we do need a library, because tech, man, tech. I don't know why I clicked on that. What I wanted was a right click. There we go. Yeah, that's not really going to do what I'm looking for. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that cough came from, but it surprised me. Are you in range? No, so we will have to move you there. Well, that's a bit of a piss off. Might as well just collapse in on these axe throwers. It seems like a good idea. You can just wait. Obviously, we need to get our economy sorted before we can get whatchamacallits upgraded. The catapult. But we'll work on that. Let's get some water in my system in a vain attempt to prevent any more coughing. Yeah, keep throwing your axes. I'll show you who's boss. Hit him with our arrows. Suck it. Hit him with our spearmen. Suck it. And then finally finish him off with our swordsman. There we go. Suck on that, stupid barbarians. Let's see. Can't really see the horsemen running around. Lots of land up there. And over here. We need to grab some of this. Maybe the iron. There's some good production points up around here. We got some more truffles and some cows and iron and things that will be useful. In fact, there's even some fishies there that we can start developing fishes there too. Orleans? 70 gold. My word. For ocean? What are we going to do with that? Keep going. Oh, I swear, missionaries, you're freaking pissing me off. Everybody's Buddhist. Why are you running around trying to make people Buddhist? Everybody's already Buddhist. Go over to Venice, make them Buddhist. Go over to Panama, make them Buddhist. Buenos Aires is Buddhist. Why are you next to Paris? Next to Paris because they hate me. Alright, so with the caniversary, whatever it is, caravanserai. Yeah, the caravanserai. With that completed, our peace treaty with the Japanese has expired. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves another caravan going, because that seems like a good idea. And we're going to get you there to repair that, because that's a very good idea. We're not going to bother trying to hunt down those guys. Just come on back to Orleans, and we can snag them if we have to. At a later date, you can go back into Orleans. You were going back to Lyon, not Orleans. It's a good thing this game isn't voice commanded. Otherwise, man, my units would be confused as all get out. Alright, let's send you over there. Just because I want to move you around. Yeah, you really want to trade, don't you? There's got to be a way to embargo nations, I'm thinking. Oh. Well, now I'm starting to think maybe a little southern colony might not be a bad idea. Although that seems perhaps a bit ridiculous. I don't think we've even got harbors. But that gold, man. Gold is tempting. Because gold is good. It's good to have gold. If this were the real world, people would be trying to build a city by gold. It happens all the time in history. So, I don't know. That's something to consider, I guess. Really work on becoming an overseas empire. Because that makes sense with France, right? I mean, it doesn't with the benefits and bonuses that the French have in this game, but I mean, it does from a historical standpoint. Yay! Okay, so we've rigged the election in Buenos Aires, and now we're an ally of them. So what we could do if we wanted, right, is just pull our spy dude out of Buenos Aires and then go on to something else. I'm going to keep him there just so we don't lose that ally. And, yeah, I'm not a fan of micromanagement, so that's That's why I'm perhaps wasting a diplomat by having him continually work the Buenos Aires. But I mean, take a look at this. First off, it looks like a pretty nice city. They've got a mine there, you know, they've got something in the water that looks like it's for watching events. Maybe a hippodrome or something, I don't know, but seems like a cool place to spend your life compared to, you know, smelly old Paris. I imagine it's smelly because it's surrounded by jungle, and in my head that means it's hot. There you go, a little in-depth look into the way my brain works. Alright. Of course, deserts don't necessarily mean it's hot. We're just going to clear the marsh for now. And I think we might chop down those two jungles as well. Is there anything else we can do? Not particularly. Alright. You're protecting Buenos Aires? They're allies of us, Venice. I don't think you understand how this game works. They're my ally. And I already told them that we'd protect them. So I don't like you muscling in on my nation here. Man, they have got... Let me just take a quick look at Venice. They have got quite a lot of fancy buildings. If we could somehow take Venice, we'd be able to, like, civilize ourselves through conquest. I mean, they are the highest points. They are the highest points. They've got the highest points out of any civilization we know. And they've only got one city. So, they can't have that big of an army. It's probably well ahead of me tech-wise, but it can't be that big. I guess they've got allies now. That's just a city-state. Yeah, so I don't... Yeah, because it drops. Each turn your relations drop, right? So that's why I'm leaving this guy here. It's going to take him 11 more turns to rig an election. By that time, they won't be our friends anymore because it drops by one. So we'll lose 11. So we'll still be friends. But, yeah. I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know why I was so focused on that. Yeah, it's funny. Looking at the map now, I can see where I really screwed up with the placement of Orleans. However, I wasn't expecting this city to be so against growing into hills. That... Yay. That was a bit of a shock to me. Alright, we got another caravan going. I don't really think we should be trading with Tokyo, but we certainly could go and trade with the Ottomans. And then we'll get one more trade caravan up, because we might as well max that out. Although, do we want to do that, or do we want to get a trade ship here? How long is that going to take you? That's going to take you a very, very long time. And because you're on a lake, you're the only city who can build it. Alright, what I might do, once this library's done, I might use the workers to chop down the jungle to help build that trade ship. So in that case, we're not actually going to build another caravan. Instead, we're going to build a library, because good God, do we need tech. And our friends, the Mines, have made it into the Renaissance era. We are still well away from making it into the Renaissance era. Which is why I'm building libraries. Because reading helps you grow. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going to do anything with you for now. You can finish that up, and then we'll leave you there. And then once we get that trade ship started, we can just send the both of you down to start hacking things up. So we need 2 more libraries to get a national college. We need 3 more barracks to get a heroic epic, and we need 3 more coliseums to get a Circus Maximus. That's it. Not the Hippodrome, the Circus Maximus. I'll remember one of these days. We could definitely do to get a workshop in Paris, I'm thinking. Our economy can kind of support it in a way now. Yeah, we don't really work any of those. It would be nice if truffles was included in the granary. Truffles are food. Perhaps a garden would be a good idea to get in Paris. It's only going to cost us... Yeah, we'll get a garden in Paris. Because more great people means more greatness for France. I'm thinking, considering how long this is going to take, I might hack down this jungle to speed up the library in Troyes here. Hey, great writer. You can go there. You, dear sir, can create a great work to go in our national epic. That's perfect timing.
All for one for all. That is our device.
Finally, an artist with a nation that makes sense. Excellent. I mean, really, what other nation could write about the 3 musketeers than France? Nobody, because we're the only nation that can build musketeers. Now, how we were able to write a story about 3 musketeers in a time when muskets haven't even been invented, at least not in our country. No. Look, you brought it on yourself. Don't say it's a shame. Say, oh, maybe I should have looked at the way I was playing the geopolitical game and perhaps been less of an ass about things. Yeah. I hope you learned a lesson today, Japan, because we are not friendly. No, 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 no. And yes, I realize that hacking down jungles means that I'm not going to be getting much of a scientific boost out of Troyes. The way things are going right now, I need to get Troyes up and running. And I think with Buenos Aires wanting a trade route, it makes a lot of sense. It's not going to be a very profitable trade route, this much I realize, but where is your previous route? We will continue it. There we go. Oh, well, I do like this. +2 gold from all of your land, trade routes, maintenance paid on roads and railways reduced by 50%. That is pretty groovy. Yeah, let's go with it. Is that really... That'll be a great artist, yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. Wagon trains! One of these days we'll finish off Liberty. When I feel like it, basically. You can just sleep for now. You're telling me to build a farm there, but I don't know. I don't think Paris needs more farming. And I don't think Troyes needs more farming, come to think of it, either. You're going to be done in 4 turns. Yeah, that should be a nice little boost to the thing that we're building there, the library. Once we get a library built, I'll be able to remember words better. Theoretically. I'm not holding out hope, and you guys shouldn't either. So I'm thinking this looks like a good spot for the next city. Because then we'll get some production, we'll get some truffles, we'll get some cows, we'll get some iron, we'll get a little bit of everything, we'll get some fish and potentially stone once the borders grow enough. That's looking like a good spot. Alright, one more turn. And I'm thinking we can still turn this around, provided Japan doesn't come off and start another pointless war with us. And perhaps... You see, the thing is, I'd like to put another city here, but for completely the wrong reasons. I don't think this is going to be a very productive city, but it's just good to, like, counteract their spread east by putting a city down here and perhaps getting that source of iron. It could potentially work. Now that you're done that, which is just great, must have a market in all cities. The cost goes up, yada yada yada. Trade routes other players make it to a city with an East India Company will generate an extra 4 gold for the city owner, and the trade route owner gains an additional 2 gold for the trade route. So that... I guess it's also plus 4 gold, which is good. But I still kind of feel like perhaps getting some other things going in Lyon here would be a better use of my time and efforts. Workshop's always nice. An amphitheater would be helpful as well, just to get that culture going. But I think my happiness is actually at a good place right now. But I wouldn't mind it to be better. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, well, maybe it will. Or maybe your city will be a nice second capital, providing the western outlet of French culture. I'm hopeful for that. Yeah, we can still... There's still religions to be founded, too. It seems crazy that this late in the game there's still religions to found, but... that would take an entire different structure of France to actually get that to work, and I don't think that's going to be a very good idea. Alright. Poor old Orleans. What are we going to get you to make? I think we're going to get you to make a workshop. Getting your production up is going to be very helpful. And with those jungle tiles nipped off, that should knock that down a little bit. And I don't think it did. Well, that's a little bit of a piss off. Let's send you guys in here. And we'll wait that out and see. I don't know why cutting down jungles wouldn't boost production. Maybe it got a boost when I wasn't looking. That is a possibility, but I don't know. Seems a bit off to me. So, I guess next up would be a settler. Is that what we want to do next? Paris could really use a workshop. No. No. We'll get a settler. Because that is a good spot. Sure, it's a bit spread out, but... you know what? Whatever. It's going to be helpful. We're really building up around this lake, too. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea, but it's nice, you know, to be around a lake. In fact, it's big enough and deep enough. Perhaps you could even classify this as a sea. I'm not sure. It's got coastline and it's got ocean, so it's probably a sea.
Education is the best provision for old age.
Yay! Alright, we're just gonna let you sleep it off here, guys. For the next 4 or so turns. And basically just hitting the next turn button now. Yeah, of course. In fact, what I want to do, once it gets to my turn, I want to see if they'll join me in a defensive pact. That'll help me when the Japanese come next time. So let's see if he'll do it. You've heard stories of my powerful military. That's got to be... excellent. That's got to be a little bit of sarcasm coming from our Mayan friends there. How are we looking? We're still ahead of Japan, but not by much. We need to get our act together, get our next city on the go.
Sta offerta non sarà valida per tanto tempo.
Yeah, we'll keep that up. Yeah, we'll keep it going. We can be friends with everybody except the Japanese. And that's not racism, that's, you know, experience. Although I guess it's not technically racist in Civ 5, it would be culturism. I wish I read that. Okay, he rigged an election in Buenos Aires. So they're back to being our allies, and they're up to 65 now. So that's good. Definitely looks like they've got quite a dealio going on with some evildoers. But we're not really in a position to help them out all that much yet. No, sir. Get over it. They were my allies first. Then you came along and were like, hey, don't worry, Buenos Aires will protect you. We had them protected. So if that's going to be a point of conflict between ourselves and Venice, fine. I'll win that war. Yeah, hell yeah, we'll get a research agreement. Let's do it. We need the help. Though it looks like with Chivalry, we're going to be able to construct chateaus soon, so that's exciting. I've yet to build chateaus in the game, so I'm excited. It's a shame that the Japanese are providing more profitable trade routes, but we're going to stick with what we know. We're going to stick with our friends. People who won't shove a samurai sword in our back. Alright, a lot of stuff happened in this turn. Now, if I can quickly get a national college built in Paris, that'll be groovy, but I don't think I can get one up before I found a city over there. So, yeah, one of the first things we're going to have to build in whatever city comes next is a, whatchamacallit? Library. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, let's get that going and let's get that going. So that should help there. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed, but you're going a bit too far with it. We're just going to go here. And in fact, let's make sure that there's no ne'er-do-wellers over here who will cut into our glorious. It's going to take us 10 turns. Oh, that's just a university. It's going to take us 16 turns to get a national college. There's no way we'll be able to get a city built before then. So I think a workshop to get Paris's production up, and then a university to get our science going. Yeah. And then that'll give Paris some encouragement to shift its borders south, because all these jungle tiles are going to be getting us not just food, no, but science as well. So, yay! That university is going to help out a lot. Oh, absolutely we will, and thank you for the information. Going for a sneak attack, are you, Japan? Alright, so what we're going to do, we're just going to keep sending this spearman out over here to protect our settler. We'll pull our swordsman back, and we will actually upgrade this spearman to a pikeman, and then pull these swordsmen over here. And we also, thank you. Can we upgrade you? We can. So we'll upgrade you too. And I don't think we've got machinery, so we're still going to be using those old style archerers. I was going to say bowmen. I guess bowman would work too, but it's an archerer. We don't really need walls up there. But what we could start producing, well, we'll get a barracks in Lyon too, so we can start producing some trained units to send down. In fact, we have no defenses in Troyes either, which is a bit of a concern, as those Japanese armies start marching. Losing grasp on Buenos Aires. We don't have the gold to throw at them. How bad is it? Yeah, next turn. Yeah, I don't want to give him a unit. Okay, we'll just actually no. What we'll do is we'll open you up and then put you on alert. Put our pikemen in front of it. Form a little defensive posture. Just scope out, make sure that that spot is still going to be nice and open for us. I certainly hope it will be. And that there should be some good protection. It's about the best I can do at the moment. But once this workshop's done, we might, depending on when the Japanese decide it's time to declare war, we might have to shift these guys off. Really, you're pulling a Soviet Union here, making sure to get as much money as you can. I absolutely will, and I am super grateful for all of the information you've provided with me so far. I don't know why you would do that. There we go, nice and safe, and we can even, and I should have been doing this before, we can even get those workers set to build a road to whatever city it is that we found next. Forbidden Palace has been built in a faraway land, that's fine. I have a feeling the other continent's going to be pretty juicy. Yeah, so I would expect the Japanese to attack in the next turn or two. Because it's going to take us 8 to get them back to being our allies. We'll just hold off for now. And you can just come on down. Croyer will be fine. Apparently these were settled by a bunch of old fuddy-duddies who don't believe in Buddhism, but believe in the old French values of the God King. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Tours, you're A-okay by me. Normally I'd put a monument down, but that's definitely not the best way to go about things. So we're going to do a library first. Science may not be the best thing to get, but it is going to be a helpful thing to get. So let's just go ahead. Next turn this sucker. You see these guys are done chopping down the jungle, and I don't know if that improved the speed that this cargo ship was getting produced or not. You know, I should have been paying attention. That's a trade that we'd go for. But I mean, if they're trading with us, obviously, and they just declared war on the Ottomans, there's no way that they're going to be declaring war on me too.
Whoso pulleth out.
Although, with them having just declared war on the Ottomans, it might not be a bad idea to start, increase the culture and gold yield of a tile, also provide a defensive bonus. Well, why would I want a defensive bonus out in the middle of nowhere? Why can't I build a chateau there? If I build them right next to each other, then I can only build one. Alright, well let's build one, because I'm interested to see how those things work out. And we can build one over here, let's build one over there. Come on, chateaus, let's see what you do. I mean, the tooltips told me exactly what they do, so, you know, you don't really have to use your imagination to figure this out. Yeah, well, we'll be hitting the Renaissance era soon, too, Japan, so don't you worry. We're just, you know, 16 turns away from banking. That's not going to take us more than a century, maybe. I'll actually build it here so I don't have to cross the river to build it. That's my thinking there. Oh, Buenos Aires and the Ottomans are now allies. Well, that'll piss off both the Venetians and the Ottomans when I go off and get them again. Alright, so the Mayans came along and they were like, look, your God King is ridiculous. really not that impressive as far as civilizations go. So just pick Buddhism, and we'll go from there. So it's looking like a pretty nice build. My word, that is quite the building. I'm okay with that. Suitably French, I like it. What do we want to build here? We're going to want to go with, perhaps, well, we're going to need an amphitheater. But production trumps that. Hold on. We're close to getting another great writer done, and I don't believe we've got anything to put him in. So, yeah, because we just have a great work of art in our palace, which we should get one of these days. We got nothing there. Orleans, have you got an amphitheater? No. And Lyon, I know you don't. So let's go ahead and build one, so we can at least put that great work of writing somewhere. And let's see how we're doing. Thank you. I don't need to see you ever again. Yeah, that's great. Culture victory. How are we doing? 4-4. So Venice, obviously, is double us. That's not a surprise. That's just more reason for us to go and take Venice when we need to. I am going to go with the university. How long are these things going to take? 6 turns. I'm going to go with the university because the Japanese haven't declared war, and they're busying themselves with a war against the Ottomans. So chances of them coming for us or wanting to fight us, pretty limited. Pretty limited. Which makes me think now's the perfect time to go after them. But I think that will be something I'll mull over in the next video. So thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.